Go. It's my turn to talk, you guys. Okay, here we are live. Okay, welcome everyone. Oh, this is what are we going to talk about? We already know soulmates, soul contracts. This is really a hot subject. This is one subject in my. It's been what my awakening was 1992, so that's how many years? 1992 would make it almost 24 years. 24 years of active work all the time. So, and thousands of people later. This is one question that comes up. It came up day one and it comes up today. That about soulmates and are there soulmates? Do I have, is my husband my soulmate? Or it could be that how do I meet my soulmate? And then another one, which is really big, which is part of this actually, soul contracts. So call it soul promise, that do I have a purpose? Is there a reason why I am here? What is that reason? So these are two questions that I don't think they've ever died. And it doesn't matter who, in some form, somewhere, they show up in every person. So even if a person's looking for something, it doesn't matter at that time, maybe to be stress-free, or they have some situations, or they have other issues, but eventually it'll come to that. And it seems to be that a lot of people, that's what I noticed, that they're kind of, in a way, starving or really needy or desiring love. And that's why the soulmate comes up all the time. Because someone, you would expect that your soulmate is the right person for you, and the right man, right woman, and that person will complete you. And that is a myth in itself. It's true, yet a myth, because it depends on how we're working with it. So I'm going to just, there's people with us from all over who've joined us too. And, but I just want to see how, today, if you want to get me started with a question or anything else, and then we'll talk. This is the focus today.
I'm interested in knowing more about soul journey, soul purpose, and have I come here with a particular agenda to, what is my purpose here?
Yeah, so Jeevi's asking that, I'm just going to repeat it for the other viewers too, that do I have a soul purpose? Have I come here? Have I come here with agenda? Yeah, is that it? Okay. So yes, very much. Yeah. Don't let anybody tell you that you're just random, you're just abstract, and you are just accidental. Nothing in this universe is accidental. It may seem at times that way, it's not. Everything is born of intention. Everything. Okay? It's intentional. It's an intentional universe. And there's no God or nobody up there, a separate creator than you yourself. So we are just not aware. We don't have that awakened consciousness yet to realize that whatever we are doing and whatever we are creating is our doing, whether individually or as the collective. But it's really intentional. So when it comes to incarnation, you being present in this body, in this role, the specifics of, for instance, me, I was born in India, I was born in a certain specific environment. It was all intentional. So the soul would actually take a body, because consciousness can produce, it can create anything at all. It can become anything in that moment. So from consciousness, imagine that, the power of consciousness itself, that we are consciousness, and we can create a form. We can create and we can give birth. And we can, so, sometimes souls just basically create these incarnations. And the purpose always to me is one. It doesn't matter. It's awakened. Everybody wants to play on this earth plane consciously, not blindly. And they'll come again and again. It doesn't, never mind incarnations. Just look at yourself now. Every day you want to actually be more alert, more awakened. You want to have more control every day. So it's just like that we want more control. We want to, it's like playing. It's just a game in some way, but you want to do it consciously. So it's really interesting. Some people would again ask that, are these situations my abusive father, father who raped me, mother who did this, and the sisters, or this poverty, or this handicapped body, why would I do it? Why would I come in this? Why would I want to suffer? Okay. But this is the mind and body talking, because the person is probably, hi, hello. Person is actually associating themselves, identifying themselves with the mind and the body and the emotions. And that's what they are referring to as me. They are not talking about the soul. Okay. So when your referral point, when your identification is physical, that this is my body, this is my mind, and this is me, and that is that. So when you have not reached a conscious level, the soul consciousness actually, then the life looks different. And in this we say that, why did this happen to me? Why couldn't it have happened any other way? But the minute you actually rest back into consciousness, you just come to know why you would want this experience also. Because it's just another experience. You go, and today we'll do that in our meditation technique. We go into the body, we actually rest as consciousness, and there will be no thought. And what comes out of will be highly intuitive. So there is a script. There is really what you will do, what you want to do rather. What you want to do and in what situation. For me to come to Canada and then have my full-blown awakening in Canada, right? So whatever that was, and I remember my own birth. I was one of those who remembered my calling. I didn't know the specifics, but I know. And life is very clear and very deliberate and very conscious. It's not blind. So there is a script. It's written in stone almost, because we are the author of that script. We may not remember it. And the script and your situation as you are, as your body is, as your mind is, wherever you are, it's a fit. But if you have not become conscious, if you have not recognized, if you are just mentally operating, emotionally operating as just me and I, individual, as a person or personality, then you really haven't hit the soul space yet. You really don't even know what life is about. You're just guessing all the time. And you're living in the world of opinions. Always. You wouldn't understand why you incarnated, what you're here for, what influences you can actually take on, and what influences you can create to move forward. So does that kind of answer? Answers yes. And beyond that, when people say that, what is my purpose? It's not about doing one thing. It's not that go do social service, that is or just be that. It is actually also how you will do it, where you will do it. So the specifics are in the soul space, in the script, and the script is in the body. It's not outside. You have to go inside if you want this information. Otherwise, just accidentally, blindly, we come, we live, and we die, and our life means nothing, by the way. Nothing. Either way, it won't mean anything after a while. I always say, even on Gandhi statues in India, you see these crows shitting all the time. It's like everything has an impact for a while, and then it's gone. But to you, as a soul, you have become more aware. You have also played your game on a planet, which is a very magical planet. Here, thought manifests like that. You can move, you can create, you can see, you can make others see. This is just amazing, this Earth planet, and the magic of it. So it's really lucky to incarnate on this planet. Make sense? Okay. Is that clear? Okay. Don't just accept my word. You should examine this later. Okay?
Just a quick question. The script that you just mentioned, would you say it's something that other people call fate? Is it the journey that the soul actually chose right before incarnating into a body?
Yes, it was chosen. This journey was chosen. The script was written. And that's why you took a specific body. That's why you were born where you were born. That's why. So, for instance, if I'm going to take a trip to Russia, I will actually do all my homework. Where am I going to land? Who will meet me there? What kind of clothing will I take? What will the weather be? I know all those. And I'm fully trained in all of that. I have fully made up my mind because I bought the ticket consciously. I said yes to it, right? And that is the soul script. You said yes to life. You said yes on planet Earth. So everywhere, of course, all people here are connected. They're soul beings, and obviously there's a connection. But there's certain soul groups, and there's soul circles, which are like soul groups. And also you have soul mates. So if the first part is actually clear, then we can move, because if you understand that part, then it's easy to understand the mating part. So soulmates would be those people who, or those entities who you have twinned with, or you have lived with, or done things to awaken or to journey before. It's not your first time. This person who comes to you is basically prepared for you. And the person may not consciously know, but they know you. They may not as such know, but intuitively they know you. Also, soulmates are like pillars. So, and very interestingly, and this could be 5, 6 soulmates in one life that we come with. And soulmates could be your actually partners, not just husbands. Not every husband is your soulmate. It's not about that, because they're not always you learn from your husband and you teach your husband. That's not a soulmate. That's a provider. That's different. We provide for each other the space to play. But these are the people who actually offer obstacles and challenges through which you grow. But there seems to be some chemistry with them that you come together and you can even take on the challenges. So there are things where they will make you think in different ways. They'll push you so much that you'll either find your strength or you'll break down for a while, but you'll come strong again. So there's a lot of push and shove in the soul mating group. It could be a father. It could actually be a parent, one of your parents. It could be a friend, a male friend. It could be, like I said, a wife or whatever. So 5, 6 major players come in our life who actually change us, who change our thinking, who shift us. And the shift is always more profound. In causing a shift for you, they're also causing a shift for themselves. It's never one way. They also will feel. Another thing about these soulmates is that when the job is done, they do tend to disappear. Either it's death or separation or other. They go. Because the role, once you have actually achieved that, the job is done, it's out of the way. It's no longer required. Like I said, they're not your soul partners. So they're very profound experiences, and experiences sometimes we dread. We don't want to face. But these people come and shove something, a situation upon us, and we have to face it. Now, these people are there from before, and this is not the last time you're going to meet them. After this challenge, you're going to again meet, and you're going to again come back in some role with them. It could take hundreds of years. Time is not of consequence. But you will again repeat the performance again. It's not one time with a soulmate. Yeah. But partners, otherwise, you can come and go. So if there's a myth that I hear a lot of this, that when will I find my soulmate? Why, you'll find somebody to mate with. Is he your soulmate? I don't know. Yeah, mating is easy, but soul mating, it has to be. So if you are basically looking forward to fulfilling life, then you would welcome these challenges also. You'd be open. So also the soulmate is not Mr. Right or Miss Right. They're not right. They're not, it's like you wouldn't perceive them as the right people. You know what we say? I want this person. That's the Mr. Right in my life. Should look like this, be like this, treat me like this. That's not a soulmate. Forget it. It's just going to be some provider for a while. Actually, that's not even real, because that's just a dream, fantasy we have. And because we've read books and we've seen these lovely romantic, movies, and out of that. And Indian people are very plagued with that, because Bollywood shows all this romances, women hiding and then singing and whatever. And they're always wearing these gorgeous clothes. They wake up in, they have those TV serials. They wake up like that in the morning, dressed up to the T, and then enticing each other and playing each other. So anyways, there's a lot of drama about that. There's a lot of myth that Mr. Right, Miss Right, and that may not be the soulmate either. Another thing is how, I'm just going to come to that, hasn't been asked yet, the question.
Just one question.
Yes, please.
Soulmate is exactly somebody who agrees with you on things or makes you feel comfortable as such, or
Not always. No,
not
no,
always?
that's just a provider. Soulmate would actually be a person who may actually create challenges for you. It could be a son, it could be a brother, it could be a client. Somebody who will provide a challenge so it makes you think. It makes you wonder, it makes you recreate yourself, rearrange your thinking. So that person actually, because it's a very profound relationship, and to come together is not easy in one space and time. It's the most sacred, probably, contract that you have on this planet, the soulmates. It's very, very profound, and it doesn't happen easily. You cannot get these people all the time who will play the game with you like that. So, and the goal of the soulmates is always the same. It's to awaken each other to the fullest. It's only one goal. Yeah.
And does it always happen?
Make sense?
Can it fail?
Can it fail?
If you don't recognize.
No, actually, we do recognize the challenges. So we do recognize that the obstacles we have in some relationships. And so you can always see, so the person doesn't need to agree. And one thing more, that once you even recognize that this is a very profound, this person has profound change in me or growth in me, then that person may disappear. It doesn't need to be a friend after that. It's actually, or it could be, but usually the job is done and they will go. Yeah.
If I consider somebody as my soul mate or soul partner, whatever, is it the vice versa the same feeling?
The soulmate usually has recognition for each other. That's why there's chemistry between any type of chemistry.
So like it has to be like between
Yeah,
both
some
of-
some
both of
charge
them
has to be.
has
Yes.
to be, okay.
It has
cannot
to be.
be a one way.
No,
Okay.
because you won't get those situations. See, if you're not attached to the person, you will not actually, that person cannot create too many obstacles as such, right? So it has to be a person who it could create certain, make you think. But the goal is always the same, that this is how you grow the most. This is how you actually become more alert and more awake right in one incarnation itself. You don't have to die to.
If I know that that person is my soulmate,
Yes.
so am I the soulmate for that person?
Yes, absolutely. It has to be. It cannot, they come together, they leave at different times, but you meet again, they know your soul. And they also have an inkling, they may not consciously know, but they believe in what they're doing. So if they're harming you, they feel they're right in doing so.
Just a quick question. Is
Okay.
it always a human or could it be an animal too?
Animal could actually, you could have temporary mates incarnate in different forms. That's a different intelligence. But this is the one who will talk to you and challenge you. It can't be a pet or it can't be an animal.
It cannot.
No.
Always
Because they are more, the animal spirits are more providers. They actually take on things from you. They help you expand, comfort you. It's that kind of, it's a very angelic force, the animal world.
So
Yeah.
it could be there could be a situation that a human would reincarnate into let's say a pet,
Yeah.
and that that could be
It may not be incarnation. It may just be that consciousness has just basically bilocated itself for the time being in something else.
I see.
Yeah.
So you say
Yeah.
it's more of an angelic experience if a pet.
Yeah, pet usually is, we don't understand pets. And in India, they think that if you are a dog or a cat, you haven't evolved. They actually, so I don't know, there's a lot of stories. And to me,
arguments on that.
yeah, to me, I have, in my experience, I have always, I think that these are very, they create actually comfort and they create ease, they ease your life. And for the time being, they're there like saying, I'm here with you. And they're just that. So they're very angelic. To me, they're actually those type of angels that come in for short periods as pets.
But Ruby, I always thought a soulmate is one who really understands you and
Yes,
goes
yes.
along with you and
Yes.
keeps you happy, is in balance.
Yeah.
Everything goes smooth.
Yes,
Right?
that
That's
is
what I
lovely
thought a soulmate
because that's the ideal life. That's a lovely life to have a soulmate or never question me, give me his money, or at least give me, take care of me, never say no to me, give me attention, who I can control, and he will do what I say. And this is a dream of every human. Not men so much because they're not challenged by this.
Just the meaning of those two words makes you feel this way.
Yeah.
You know?
There's no growth in that actually. Believe me, in comfort, there's never been growth. It's lethargy. Yeah, that's all. And there's no growth when there's no challenge. Absolutely. You can look at your lives. When did you grow when you were at ease? Nothing. Never. So again, coming back to that, on this planet, we haven't come here to be at ease. For crying out, loud. Why would you want peace on this planet? Or, you should be fully active in doing what you're here to do and do that and then make a graceful exit. Right? Why would you want to just sleep it off or slug it off or create, but then again, we say soulmates. So this is very interesting. Listen to this one. You want a soulmate. You should first be the soul. But you're not. You're just the mind. If I ask you who you are, you'll just describe your personal self to me.